We're back on The World Tonight. After months of negotiations, Britain finally clinches a trade deal with the European Union. This comes just a week before it completes its exit from one of the world's biggest trading blocs. Here's the full story.
We've taken back control of our laws and our destiny.
Some are calling it Merry Brexmas, as the UK and EU finally struck a Brexit trade agreement on Thursday. Talks on a deal went down to the wire, with the UK due to leave the single market and customs union at the end of the month. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, the face of the pro-Brexit campaign, urged Britain to move on from the divisions caused by the 2016 referendum.
This afternoon, that we have completed the biggest trade deal yet, a deal that will protect jobs across this country, a deal that will allow goods, UK goods and components to be sold without tariffs and without quotas in the EU market.
European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen described the milestone as bittersweet.
At the end of a successful negotiations journey, I normally feel joy. But today, I only feel quite satisfaction and, frankly speaking, relief. I know this is a difficult day for some, and to our friends in the United Kingdom, I want to say, parting is such sweet sorrow.
Without the collective might of the EU, the UK will stand largely alone and much more reliant on the US when negotiating with China, Russia, and India. It will have more autonomy but be poorer, at least in the short term. Many aspects of Britain's future relationship with the EU remain to be hammered out, possibly over years. The deal will avert the prospect of both sides imposing widespread import taxes come January 1st. The deal also covers issues such as security, transport, and energy. But even with a deal, businesses will face new red tape and new costs. Most economists, however, say the alternative of a no-deal exit looked much worse.
Former Japanese Prime Minister Abe Shinzo apologizes over a scandal involving alleged illegal spending on cherry blossom viewing parties for his supporters. Abe spoke before Parliament Friday and admitted he falsely denied how his political funding group had subsidized the parties. Japan's strict political funding laws forbid politicians from giving money or gifts to supporters. Though Abe hasn't been indicted in the case, his secretary has been fined 1 million yen, or nearly $10,000. Abe stepped down as prime minister in September, citing ill health. The Philippine Social Security system not inclined to immediately add 1,000 pesos to the monthly pensions of retirees. As Alvin El Chico tells us, the SSS has instead launched a new savings program for workers to augment their pensions.
69-year-old Leonardo had contributed to the Social Security system for more than 3 decades. He's now retired and receives a monthly pension of less than 5,000 pesos only. He's relatively healthy, but Leonardo says SSS should have pushed through with a 1,000 peso hike in pension to help retirees cope with higher food and commodity prices.
Pandagdag sa expenses mo araw-araw, pangkain mo. Pero ngayon, pagka nagkasakit ka, kulang na kulang, pambili gamot lang.
The SSS had earlier announced it will not grant the promised pension hike in the near future. The SSS chief actuary says giving the pension increase will shave off 10 years in the fund's actuarial life.
The current pensioners should rest assured na very generous na yung pension na tinatanggap nila in relation to what they contributed during their working years.
Instead of the increase, SSS has launched the Workers' Investment and Savings Program, or WISP. This is a mandatory program for workers earning more than 20,000 pesos per month. Starting January 2021, workers will have additional deduction for this savings program.
It's a provident fund. It's another layer. It's your second layer of protection. Additional benefits ito to supplement your pension benefits.
SSS admits the current pension is not enough to cover all needs. That's why savings under WISP can help current workers shoulder future expenses when they retire. Overseas Filipino workers, self-employed, and voluntary members can also join the WISP, but they will shoulder everything, including the employer's share.
When you pay your regular plus your WISP contribution, that's a total of 3,250. Yun pong 2,600 that will go to your regular contribution under the regular program, at yung 650 will be your contribution under WISP.
SSS assures members in order to grow the retirement pot of qualified workers. Alvin Chico, ABS-CBN News.
8 persons are arrested by Philippine police for illegally discharging firearms during Christmas celebrations. The National Police spokesperson Ildebrandi Osana says the violators include a government official and several police officers. Osana also reports more public compliance with the government's campaign against firecrackers. He says there have been no reports so far of the illegal use of firecrackers in Metro Manila.
It's good that in Metro Manila we were able to get the support coming from the local government executives insofar as banning the firecrackers itself. So we will intensify the checkpoints. Of course, this is already in place, and perhaps the visibility of our police officers will be assured.
People all over the world are trying to make the most of a Christmas greatly changed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Take a look.
The midnight mass in the town of Bethlehem usually attracts hundreds of tourists, but the crowd is thin this year due to COVID-19 restrictions. Christians believe Bethlehem is the birthplace of Jesus. Over at the Manila Cathedral in the Philippines, Catholics who attend Mass follow physical distancing and wear face masks and face shields. The church, which usually accommodates 800 worshippers, only allowed 80 at a time in accordance to government protocols on mass gatherings.
By the number of mass goers coming every day, and especially during this Christmas day, we can see that people really take seriously and know that their spiritual needs are essential needs that we want to fulfill. So masses will not be stopped.
The Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris plays host to a Christmas Eve choral concert, an annual tradition in France. Choir members wore hard hats and protective suits during the performance. A fire in April last year destroyed the cathedral's spire and roof. French President Emmanuel Macron vows to restore the cathedral within 5 years. It remains closed to the public. In Australia, residents in Sydney enjoy the world-famous Bondi Beach to themselves on Christmas. Australia's external borders remain closed, while domestic tourism is still limited due to the pandemic. By midday, only about 100 people were swimming, surfing, and posing for photos in front of a Christmas tree set up by lifeguards.
Our final word tonight is a quote from Kathy Giesweit. Sometimes the best Christmas present is remembering what you've already got. And that is the world tonight, the 25th of December, Christmas Day 2020. I'm Tony Velasquez, Philippines. Thank you. Mabuhay.